Calvin Castine at Northeastern Clinton Central School. It's the third day of May 2013, and this is CVAC High School softball. Northeastern Clinton today being visited by the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. Temperature 72 degrees when we arrived. Only 63 in Plattsburgh, though, according to a local radio station. Listening to the 4 o'clock version of the news. For Carrie Fredericks Cougars, the starting pitcher is Jennifer Favreau. Her battery mate is Maddie Tucker at first base. We have Taylor Rabidou. Stephanie LaValle's at second. The shortstop is Katie Matat. And over at third base, it's Casey Frederick. In the outfield, you got Emily Boyer, Michaela McDonough, and Krista Conley going from left to right. Conley will not be batting. She's being hit for by Taylor Jarvis. Non-starters today for the Cougars include Ashley Boyer, Caroline Perrier, Amanda Harvey, Erin Niles, Dominic Page, and Krista White. Our officials, the fine viewer supporter Rob Lapierre behind the plate, and an old fella named Steve Parker umping on the bases. Reed will lead it off for the Blue Bombers. We were here yesterday for Cougar and Blue Bomber track and field, and today we are back for softball. Ball one, says Rob Lapierre, and action is underway. This should be a close game based on what we've seen of head-to-head, not head-to-head, but competition against similar opponents, same opponents. There's a strike. So based on what they've done against teams that they both played, we're expecting a close game, but that ain't necessarily so. That's a little bit out of the strike zone. I'll make it 3-1. Reed is the second baseman. That's high, ball 4. So she's going to draw you 3 pass, a base on balls. She will stay put. And Majorca, the shortstop, will be the batter. Taylor Majorca will try to listen to the Bombers. Go to second, and she's going to be blocked out from my view here. I'm not sure where I'm going to have to get here. I don't want to get too close to the Lake Placid bench, but I got to get so I'm not directly in the line. The first baseman blocking me out. And I'm going to keep as a bunt, a base hit. So with the stolen base and bunt, we got runners at the corners, and Hayes, the pitcher, will step in for the Bombers. She gets the sign from the coach. And a pitch. It's low for a ball. We're going to have the runners at second and third. One of the Cougars' recent games was a 1-0 victory. So that's always exciting when you have a quick-moving game like that. Oh, Tucker couldn't quite hang on to it. Foul ball. I think she thought she was going to reach on the foul ball. Favreau delivers. That's high. The shot into left field. It's going to send runners to first and third. First and third, nobody out. The cleanup hitter, Bamonte, the designated hitter, batting for the first baseman, Potter. Lizzie Bemonte. She shows a bunt, takes a strike. And with the stolen base, we have runners at second and third. Nobody out. Lake Placid looking to have a big first inning here on this third day of May. There's a shot to right field. It's going to be over their heads. The cleanup hitter is going to get at least 3. Who's backing up at third? Pitcher Favreau got to get back there and back up at third base. So it's 3 runs in, nobody out, and Taylor, the catcher, will step in. Shortstop probably could have been backing up there too, but she can back up at second in case there's a play there. Well, and of course the left fielder should be also backing up at third base too. That's hit on the ground, that's foul. Ball's hit to right, the left fielder should be running right toward third base if it's going to be extra bases like that. And vice versa, if the ball's hit to left, and the right fielder should be running to cover first base in a throw. Inside. And Casey Taylor. Ooh, got her on the inside part of the ankle. So Kelsey Taylor is on. Runners at the corners. And Jesmer, the right fielder, will be the batter. Still looking for that first out. There's a strike, and we're going to have runners at second and third. Hit to the middle. Knocked down, fire to first. Safe. Beat it out. Good effort there by the shortstop Matat. So Jesmer beats it out. A run scores. We'll have runners at the corners, and Brandy's the center fielder, the batter. And of course we'll be looking for the steal of second base on this first pitch. There she goes, and there she goes, and throw goes to third, and the runner at third is back, so it's second and third. Still nobody out. The 8th batter of the inning here in the first inning for Lake Placid. There's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So let's see, 8 batters, nobody out. That means 5 runs have crossed already. No, it can't be, not 8 batters, it's 7 batters, so 4 runs have crossed. Rabideau takes it unassisted, gets the out, so an RBI for Brandes. Now Barney, the 8th batter. So that's run number 5. 1 out, 1 on, 1 at the plate. 8 batters. 5 in. That's high. Strike called. Fly ball to left field. Boyer grabs. There's the fire. Relay, not in time. So that's 2 down, and Magliora, the left fielder. Left fielder, 9th batter of the inning, so that's 6 runs in. Ball 1 off the plate. Soft liner to second. LaValle grabs for the out. So 6 runs across, 9 batters, and nothing left. Nobody left on base after 1/2 inning of play. Lake Placid off to a 6-0 advantage here over the Cougars. The left fielder Emily Boyer is at the plate. She's going to lead off for the Cougars, trailing 6-0 in the bottom of the first. Takes a strike, says Rob Lapierre. Defense, you got Hayes pitching. Her battery mate is Taylor. At first base, you got Potter. Strike 2. Second base is Reed. Shortstop, Majorca. Third base, Barney. And left field, it's Magliore. Center is Brandeis and Jesmer in right field. Non-starters are Bruce and Santana. That ball misses for ball 1. Ball 2. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tim Matat coaching at first base, and Coach Carrie Carrie McComb at, I think I might have called her Frederick when I introduced the team. Carrie McComb is the coach. Now we have Katie Matat, shortstop, with Boyer safely ensconced at first base. The infielders on the corners are in for a bunt. Oh, no throw, no go. Changed their mind. That's fouled. I really doubt Matat's going to bunt here with a team down 6-0. That's way high. That'll be an easy one for Boyer.
All right. Good spot now. Emily? No out, so any ground ball there, you don't get tagged, right? No force play. Make him throw it.
There's a pitch. That's way high. She's going to come to third base. So Boyer's now 60 feet away. Nobody out.
There's count now, Katie. You're looking for one that you like here. 3 balls, 1 strike.
3-1 to count. Ball 4. So that'll put Matat at first, Boyer at third, and we'll be looking for a possible steal of second base. We have Maddie Tucker, the catcher, at the plate for the Cougars, with runners at the corners. Very deliberate. Hayes taking her time. Throw to third. He would have had her for a good throw. Would have had her. Good throw. Boyer was a little too far off. A good heads-up play, and the throw was just in the dirt. A throw on the money, and we would have an out at third. But Matat moves to second. Foul ball. Rob Lapierre will dust the plate. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. 1-2 the count. Strike three. Fake throw to third. So Tucker's going down swinging, and Michaela McDonough, the center fielder, will step in. She's the cleanup hitter for the Cougars. Ball. Based on that earlier throw from Taylor, Moyer better not take too big a lead down at third base. There's a strike. Another fake throw. Inside. Oh, strike. Must have been crowding the plate. 1-2 the count. Pitch to McDonough is taken off the plate. Handcuffed her. Fouled. Out of play. Two balls and two strikes. Fly ball to right field. Throw's coming to the plate. Boyer gets there, good throw. And on the throw to third, Matat goes to second base, so it's 6-1. Good throw there by the right fielder Jesmer. Now Stephanie Lavalle will be the batter. The sometimes pitcher. She and Favreau share the duties. Foul ball right down the line at third, but foul. So it's an 0-1 count. It's a foul ball down the right side, strike two.
You got both sides covered now, going up the middle here. Come on.
Calling the pitcher Serena, so it'll be Serena Hayes. All the Lake Placid lineup had was last names. It's fouled and almost onto the soccer field. That's high for a ball. One and two. One out. Hit to the left side. And I think the third baseman might have been worrying about the runner. And the ball went under her glove, so Barney, I think, was glancing at the plate and wondering if she could get the out at the plate. As a result, I'm gonna call it an E5. And Jen Favreau, the batter. 6-2 score. Strike one. Lavalle with the steal.
Aggressive on this one, too. Take third if you got it. Okay. Good jump. Come on, Jen. So Lavalle in scoring position.
Gets away. She's going to move to third base.
Go Bombers, you got it, you got it! Go, play the one! Play the one! Go now, come on! Serena, like you do, like you do!
Foul ball. Just got a piece of it. Nice bright stretch of sunny weather here in early May. There's a shot to center field. That's going to fall in. Going to get away briefly in center field, but no chance to advance. So an RBI single for Jennifer Favreau, and that'll make it 6-3. And we're going to have a courtesy runner running for the pitcher. It's going to be number 8, Ashley Boyer, not to be confused with Emily Boyer. And Casey Frederick, the third baseman, will bat for the Cougars.
Come on, Casey, good at bat here. Keep working hard.
Ball, there's a throw to second, and she'll be there.
Good job,
So Boyer puts herself in scoring position.
Don't get tagged on a ground ball, okay? There's no force.
Tim Mattel telling her there's 2 outs, there's only 1 out. But
fly ball, you're going home. That's all you're thinking. You're not tagging up.
if he wants to tell her there's 2, that's up to him, but there's only 1 out.
Hey, Casey, come on. You got this.
Goes after a high one.
Casey, one foot towards me. It's going to keep you in, okay?
1 and 2.
Step towards first when you swing. Keep things together that way. Good eye.
Ball inside. 2 and 2.
That'll keep you in, right? There. Got it.
Like you do, you got it, you got it!
Good eye. Good
Just missed. Awfully close to be taken. Full count, I believe.
You'll pass on the ball, but you're thinking hit. Think hit here.
And a pitch.
job.
Ground ball to third. So the first, that'll be 2 down. That's the third out? Well, I guess I miscounted here. Oh well. Miscounted somehow. They got an extra out in there when I wasn't looking. So it's going to be 6-3, and we're going to go to the second inning. It's going to be the top of the order for Lake Placid. They lead 6-3 after 1. Strike 1. Cougars sent up 7 batters. Scored 3, 3 outs, and 1 left on. So somehow I lost track of that second out. That's the Bermuda Triangle right there. Nothing can get caught in that area. That's at least 3 balls that have been dropped in that almost that same spot. The Bermuda Triangle of northeastern Clinton, where outs go to disappear. Reaches for a high one. Gets it all the way back to this young feller. One and 2 the count. Favreau delivers. Line shot, that's a base hit. Boyer gets it in a hurry. LaValle's ready to fire to first if she's taking chances, and she wasn't. So Reed is on, and Majorca, the shortstop, becomes the batter. There's a bunt. Throw to first. Seems like she did that last time. This time the throw gets away. There were backups there. There were people backing up the throw, but just got away. So it's a 2 bunt base hits for Majorca. And it's a 7-3 ball game. Hayes, the pitcher, is up now. Cougars just forget about that runner at third and try to get some outs. 7-3, 8-3, doesn't really matter. A lot of ball game to go. Get the outs and keep them turning it into another big inning. Well, that's high. Strike right down the middle. Two and two. Nobody out yet here in the second inning. Strike 3. So Hayes goes down to swinging. And bring up Bemonte, the designated hitter. Strike 1. Ball. It's chopped. Oh, what was... If Favreau had thrown it right away, they would have had her easily. Not sure why. What was happening that she delayed her throw. But on number 8 crosses. And Taylor, the catcher, will step in now for the Bombers. Fouled, out of play, strike 1. In tight. In the dirt. This is popped up. LaValle calls. She grabs. We have 1 out. I believe that's 1 out. I could be wrong again here. Jesmer up. 2 outs. We're hearing 2 outs, so we're gonna. Oh, we had the strikeout. Forgot about the strikeout. Strike to Jesmer. sixth batter of the inning. 2 runs in here in the second. Strike 2. Good Conley here. She's good about backing up. Foul tipped. She's got a piece of it to stay alive. That's fouled out of play. In the dirt. Still no advance. And once again, Conley's here backing up. Good to see defense with their heads in the game. Strike 3 went after a high one out of the strike zone. So 2 runs for the Bombers. They lead it by a 6-2 margin as we head for the bottom of the second here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Okay, we got to see Taylor Jarvis at the plate. She's a designated hitter tonight. And she takes a ball in tight at the belt buckle. Her team is down 8-2 here in the bottom half of the second inning in a 7-inning ball game. And no reason to think we're not going to play 7 tonight. Of course, if one team gets a big lead, then they do have a mercy rule in the CVAC this year. Strike called.
That's the one you want, a little high. Okay, get your pitch.
On the ground, back to the pitcher. Over to first, so it goes from Hayes to Potter. And Taylor Jarvis is out, so we'll get to Taylor Rabideau. Ball. Let's see, we had track twice this week. Wednesday we had actually had an evening off. We did record something during the day, but all the whoa, oh, not chin music, forehead music. All the local teams were out of town. I'd considered going all the way to West Plattsburgh for 3 softball games, and I said, nah, I don't think so. So tonight we got this, as I said, track twice, and we did Shazy on Monday. Next week we'll have to make a trip or 2 to Ellenberg to see the folks there.
Yeah, we're not reaching for anything now. Go get the pitch.
Try to be fair as we can to all the teams and all the sports in our viewing area. That's high. Ball 4. So Rabideau gets a base on balls. And to bring up the top of the order, it's Emily Boyer, the left fielder. The drop. They'll get the force. Not much Rabideau could do in that one. It was popped up right next to first base, so she couldn't venture too far off the bag. So Boyer reaches on a fielder's choice, and Katie Matat, the shortstop, is at the plate. Swings at the first offering. It's going to be a foul ball. It is caught. It is caught for the 3rd out. After seeing so many not caught on this side, we're a little shocked to see that one caught. An extra good effort there by the 3rd baseman, Barney. And it's going to hold the Cougars scoreless in the second after 2 full innings. It's 8-2. Lake Placid leading the Cougars here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Of course, we all know it's 8-3, not 8-2, as I said when I signed off in the second. 8-3 Lake Placid, and this is Brandy's, the center fielder. He's going to lead off in the top half of the third. Team up by 5. There's a shot to left field, and the other side of the coach. Got to be blocked out somewhere, and we want to have an angle on the second base, so we move down here. So it brings us to third baseman Barney, who made that nice catch to end the second inning in foul territory. Strike. Ball. A little high and away. Number 9 hitter on deck with the top of the order to follow. Swings and misses. That's strike 2. Count even at 2-2. Chopped back to Favreau, who makes a defensive move in more than one meaning of that word. She's playing defense, but it was self-defense on catching that one. That was going to bounce right onto her nose. So good play by Favreau, and it's Magliore, the left fielder. She's going to swing at the first offering over the infield's glove. Good try here by Conley. She's ready to come up firing. Conley, a good, smart outfielder, and that's what I like to see out there. I think I've already mentioned that, but it's worth mentioning again. And now it's going to bring up, we got top of the order now, Reed. Reed is up. She shows bunt. Go to second, and good backup by shortstop Matat. Favreau's pitch, high. Ball and tight. Out of play.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2.
Come on, Ricky, let's go, let's go,
Strike 3 looking. So nothing across for Lake Placid. They strand a runner. And we are going to the third inning with Lake Placid leading Northeastern 8-3. No matter what you've heard prior to this, it's 8-3 Lake Placid. Catcher Maddie Tucker at the plate as we start the bottom half of the third. On this May 3rd, there's a foul ball. Oh, got by the foot of Steve Parker. Some crow. What's the odds of that happening, huh? 40 years ago, he would have had that.
Dale, back up a couple steps. Play.
That's a ball.
Right away off that, Maddie.
Strike.
Strike. hitter. So Tucker takes one for the team. So she reaches. And cleanup hitter Michaela McDonough, the batter. 8-3, Cougars trailing. And a pitch from Hayes. Strike is called, throw to second, she's in there. She is in there. Good throw. Good throw. Good effort there by Tucker. She got in there, but that was a good throw by the catcher Taylor.
Any ground ball on that side, you're making them throw it, don't get tagged, all right? Hey, fly ball, we're finishing halfway.
Here's the pitch. Fair ball first. It's going to advance the runner to third. So McDonough's out. Out advances a runner, which is supposed to be a consolation prize when you make an out. You also want to advance a runner, but when you're trailing by 5, it's not quite as impressive as when you're in a tie game or trailing by a run or two. Here's Stephanie LaValle. She takes a ball, just missing the plate. Tucker, 60 feet away. Runners can leave when the ball leaves the pitcher's hands. Foul ball.
Haley, shift up the middle more. Towards left. Here we go.
High. Oh, strike. Strike call. Got a groan from Tim Matat. Up top. And caught by the third baseman Barney. We knew she was going to catch it. That's 2 outs. And Jen Favreau, the pitcher, is the batter. 8-3. I'd like to get that runner in from third. Hit to the right side. And it's out. So 8-3 Lake Placid after 3 full. Strike one to Mallorca, the shortstop and number 2 hitter in the lineup. She's leading off the 4th in this 8-3 ball game. She's trying to bunt her way on again. This time they got her. She went down the first base side. So for the first time in the game. Oh, looks checking to see here. Looks like Rob Lapierre says it's a foul ball. Whose call is on the fair foul? Rob's closer. Foul ball. Foul ball. Well, good play there by Tucker, but for naught. Ball. Break 3. Mallorca goes down swinging, so she's out for the first time in the game, and now the pitcher Hayes will step in with a cleanup hitter Bemonte on deck. 8-3 Lake Placid. Are in the 4th inning. It's a ball.
all the way to the back. Keep that head down, see it hit the back.
That's popped up to the left side. Shortstop's ball. And she got it. Good job there by Matat. Pop up behind third. Belongs to the shortstop if she can get there. Here's Vimonte, the designated hitter, or designated player as they're called in high school softball. Strike one. Lake Placid scored 6 in the first, 2 in the third, and 2 in the second. 6 in the first, 2 in the second. That's their 8 runs thus far. Cougars scored their 3 in the first. There's a fly ball to center field. It is caught by McDonough. So 3 up, 3 down for the first time in the game. The Bombers go quietly, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway through this one with Lake Placid leading at 8-3 here on viewer-supported hometown cable.
Let's go, 3. Come to you. Make her come to you.
Ambulance or fire truck, probably an ambulance heading toward from Champlain toward Rouse's Point area on Route 11. Might be a couple of vehicles sounding. Hard to tell sometimes.
Where you're stepping, Chase, right? Your head in there, you're good. You're good.
Sounds like a couple vehicles. There might be a fire truck or 2. That's fouled. We've got Casey Frederick at the plate. Leading off for the Cougars in the bottom half of the 4th. Ball. Strike 3 looking. Well, Frederick goes down looking, and I'll bring up Taylor Jarvis, the designated hitter. There's a pitch, it's high. Hayes Wines delivers. Swinging and a miss. Swinging and a miss. Strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3 looking. Drop third strike. She's out. She's out. As soon as Jarvis realized it was called a strike, she was ready to run, but good job by the catcher Taylor. Put the tag on her. Here's Taylor Rabideau, the first baseman. Makes it high for a ball. Strike. Strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 and 2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. High fly ball. Caught by the shortstop. Shortstop Majorca. So 3 up, 3 down for the Cougars. It was a 3 up, 3 down inning. Both teams were going to the 5th. 8-3 Lake Placid.
Try with your hand high. Straight to where the ball is. Finish.
The catcher Taylor is at the plate for the Bombers, leading off the fifth. She swings at the first pitch, hits it deep to left field. It's gonna go to Route 76 and beyond here. Ball's halfway to the golf course. Good effort, good try. They get the ball in a hurry, but she gets a four-bagger. Kelsey Taylor, the catcher, with a leadoff single to start the festivities here in the fifth. It'll bring up the right fielder, Jesmer.
It was. Oh my gosh. I didn't know your water bottle was in there. Here you go, down. Well, that's where you got the second. I'm like, I gotta run faster.
That's way high, ball one.
That is how it's done. I was going. I was listening to what Greg was saying to Serena. I know!
Out of play.
Like, that's what he's talking about.
Like when we practice, Adele. Just like when we practice, right? Hands to the ball, feet in contact.
Go free! Here we go now! You got it, Dad! You got it!
Ball off the plate. The throw gets away on the throw back to the pitcher. 9-3 now here in the fifth inning. Strike. 2-2 is the count. And the pitch. Fly ball to left field. It is over the glove. That'll be a stand-up double. And over the glove of Boyer. So Jesmer is on and brings up the center fielder Brandes.
Get to the bench and get ready. Kels, get ready.
You asked me, Mom. I'm getting yelled at.
Gets the sign. Bunted foul, strike one.
Get to the ground. Charging.
Ball.
No cover.
Opens up the infield when that happens, because when the fielders on the corners have to come in, and the fielders up the middle have to cover the bag. Show to third, not going to get her. Not going to get her. We got a run down here. It's going to score the run. Scores the run. Frederick decided to go to third on that. Not sure if she thought she had no play at first and decided to go for the short throw, but throw to first is a force, throw to third is a tag play, so it's usually the better idea to go to first, but I'd have to see exactly where the runners were before I'd make that assertion. Strike. Run number 10 has scored for Lake Placid and is now lead 10-3. Shot to center field. It is caught. Line drive pulled in by McDonough. A well-hit ball by the right fielder. No, it's not the right fielder, Jesmer. It's that was number 5. That's Barney. This should be Magliore. Top of the order on deck. So that was Barney. It's hit foul.
that was Cameron.
Although Emily does. Yes, she does. Yeah.
Well, this is what the 5th batter of the inning. Ball. Full count. And a payoff. Chopped to the left side, knocked down. Frederick knocked it down. Shortstop Matat probably should have been calling her off. So bring up the top of the order now. Reed is at the plate. Safe at second. Good effort. Good try. That's a base hit. That'll be runners at the corners. And Brooke Reed is on. And Majorca, who has bunted her way on twice, steps in, gets the signs from the coach. Went down swinging last time up. Pitch from Favreau. She shows bunt. She's going to bunt. And hesitation. Good back up there by LaValle. LaValle backing up at second, and Conley backing up. Excuse me, LaValle, the second baseman, backing up at first. Conley backing up at second base. The hesitation, I think, made the difference. You go for the outs. Go for the outs. That would have been the third out, so you don't worry about that runner at third. You get the third out. Inning's over. Here's Hayes, the pitcher. Bags are full. Bags are full. Got a shoe tying going on over there. Time to tie your shoes. Pitch to Hayes. Line shot, that's going to score some runs. There's a throw, she's going to be in. 2 ribbies. Belmonte will step in. He's the designated player, designated hitter. She's the 9th batter of the inning. So that's 4 runs in for Lake Placid here in the 5th inning. That's fouled off for strike 1. So they're now leading at 12-3.
Wait on it now, Lizzie. You got this. Remember to relax until the last minute. Last second.
That's a foul ball.
Okay. All right, now battle.
Battle here, Lizzie, battle!
It's popped up, and another one. Another one. It's the Bermuda Triangle here. That we have not seen one caught in that area today. The area is definitely jinxed. That's out of play.
She's hitting it.
First and second, 2 outs. Under. Hit her on the foot. Rob Lapierre determines that it did hit her toe. She was trying to move it out of the way. So that's a hit batter. Bags are full, and we're going to have a little conference at the pitching rubber with the 10th batter of the inning due up. We are back, and Chelsea Taylor's at the plate. We're going to get a pitch in the dirt and a run crossing for Lake Placid. 11th batter, I think that means there's been 6 runs in because they have 2 on. Excuse me, 10th batter, so that's 5 runs in. Tenth batter, 2 on, 2 outs, 1 at the plate, so 5 runs in. Makes it 13-3. Favor of Lake Placid. Ball. Ooh, close. Close. That takes some Northeastern Clinton sand home with her, I think. It's high. Ball 4. So the bags are reloaded as Taylor draws a base on balls, and Jesmer, the right fielder, the 11th batter of the inning, is up at the plate.
Keep the head in, bring it all the way. Here we go,
To center field. Madonna squeezes it. So 11 batters, 3 out, 3 on, 5 in. It's 13-3 after 4.5. We're going to the bottom of the 5th here on viewer supported hometown cable. All right, we are, where are we? Emily Boyer. Bottom of the 5th. 13-3. The mercy rule is 15 runs. Lake Placid leads by 10. So we're not in any danger of the game being shortened at this point. There's a strike. See a lot of folks throwing the ball around. Looks like the Cougars might be making some substitutions in the not too distant future. There's a line shot. That's foul. Well hit ball. Way down that way.
Emily, no watching up there now, okay? You can reach it, you hit it.
13-3, Lake Placid.
Good eye, that's a good one.
5-3-13 to date. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's high. Got a full count?
Emily, same idea. If you can reach it, you're going to hit it.
Yep, sounds like it. Sounds like a 3-2 count.
That's a girl. That's a girl. Good job.
Boyer protecting the plate, fouls it off.
Anything you can reach, your hit. You can't reach it, let it go.
Running out of balls here.
You're in charge up there, okay?
3 balls, 3 strikes.
Like 3. The Boyer goes down swinging, and they bring up shortstop Katie Matat.
Now, Katie, no half swings here. We're taking a full swing. Get through it. Hands out. Couple steps back. Into the zone.
Strike 1.
There you go. Now you're ready.
Ball, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Good job.
There's a base hit. If she hustles. Jesmer came up ready to fire. Matat gets a base hit. And I'll bring up Maddie Tucker with the cleanup batter McDonough on deck. Go to second, and she's safe. Outfield's right there. That's the center fielder. Brandes.
Katie, remember you only one run. Hey, be aggressive, but not too aggressive, all right? You don't want to get out there. You need to be on the bases. Come on, Maddie, you're in charge now. You do, Maddie, come on.
He's checking her defense. There's a hard hit ball through the right side. Fire to the plate. To right her second. She's going to be out. Heard Tim say nope, but Tucker went, and she's out. Coach Latat said no, stay. So we can't blame him. Here's McDonough. Hit the third, the first, safe. Oh wait, out on a bang bang play. So a good scoop there by the first baseman Maglior. We're gonna go to the sixth inning. It was a close play. Maybe we can look at it again if we have time. We are being blocked by the coaches conferring on the changes to the Cougar lineup as we start the sixth. LaValle is moved to the pitching rubber. And we see Krista White's at first base, but the others will try to pick up as we go. Hit to second. That looks like Favreau over to White. That is Favreau at second, so Favreau and LaValle have switched positions. White has moved in at first base. Looks like Caroline Perrier in right field. This is, let's see, that was Brandes. This is Barney. It is, what is it, 13-4. Strike. Two strikes on the batter. Strike three. So LaValle humming. And Maglior, the left fielder, at the plate. Strike. Popped up. Favreau at second, grabs it. 3 up, 3 down. LaValle with a very successful sixth inning. We're going to the bottom of the sixth with the score holding at 13-4.
Keep it going.
Okay, Stephanie LaValle, who started the game at second and just moved in to complete a fine top of the sixth, steps in to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Her team trailing, I believe, 13-4. Here's the pitch. Back a third. Shortstop's ball falls in. It's a fair ball. It's a fair ball. The umpire is not supposed to say fair if it's a fair ball. Only holler out foul if it's a foul ball. That way you don't say I heard you say fair, but you were saying foul, or vice versa. So here's Favreau. So the umpire calls it if it's foul. Just like a ball up the middle, the umpire isn't going to say fair. So when it's close to the line, it's the same type of thing. It's considered fair until he says it's foul. I was taught that many years ago by my good buddy Dick Letourneau.
You don't want that, Jen. That's too low for you. You'll get the next one. Good job.
We'll try to keep track of the batters so we can give the changes here. I'm sure we got some changes coming up. There's a shot to right field. It's not caught. Safe at second. So LaValle goes to second. And who we got here?
Infield! We want to get our lead run. If we can't, we need an out here. He's not pitching anymore.
17 is Aaron Niles. Strike one. So Niles is in for Frederick. Is now duly noted on my roster sheet. That's fouled and out of play.
One ball, 2 strikes.
1 and 2. Two and 2. Nobody out. Not sure who's on deck. Jarvis is due up, but sure we might have a sub. I'm sure we might have. So they get the force at third.
That's it, Taylor. Good heads up.
And we got coming to the plate here.
Around, Jen, you got to be going hard right off the bat, trying to beat the ball to third, right?
Same thing, girls. Same thing. Outfield. You're looking home, all right?
This might still be Jarvis. Ball. I believe Jarvis is still there. Been told it's number 1, so she's wearing number 1. Strike called. First and second, 1 out. Ball.
3 balls, 1 strike.
3 and 1 to count. Walk would load the bases, and I think Krista White's on deck. Strike called. So that's a full count.
Hey, Taylor, if you can reach it, you hit it, okay? Don't leave it in his hands. You got this.
Payoff pitch. Foul back.
Good job. Good job.
Got a piece of it.
Same idea. If you can reach it, you hit it. Okay? Down ball, you are going to take 2 off. Good job, Taylor.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
3 and 2.
Here we go, 7. Here we go.
Ball.
Ball 4. It's going to load the bases.
All 4.
So the bags are full, and Krista White is going to step in. Only the second time that I've covered the Cougars. Saw them in Beekmantown. And White had, I think, 4 runs batted in that game. So she's here in an RBI situation.
Kristen, now you're the girl. Come on.
Strike one.
Drag up there. Let's go. Your hands through that zone.
The pitcher Hayes coming right after her. Bags full, top of the order on deck. Strike two, good cut, but swing and a miss.
Great, Crystal, right back
I'm
up the middle.
coach. I'm telling my batter, if you get two strikes on you, you choke up. Choke up, make contact. Fouled off.
That's the girl. Same thing, Krista. That's it. You're right on it. If you can reach it, you hit it.
Choke up a couple of inches. You take some power off your swing, but make contact. Put the ball in play.
2 strikes. Play.
Still 0-2 count.
That's a girl.
Late decision to swing. She's protecting the plate. And it falls in fair right down the line. Line drive in the scorebook. White afraid of getting called out. Took a late decision. Chopped that into a very shallow left field for an RBI single. And it brings up, should be Emily Boyer.
Smart. You gotta hustle.
That's in the triangle like that. Go cover third.
The bag's still full. 13-5, I believe, is our score. Or, yeah, 13. That's going to fall. No, it's going to be caught. Caught in center.
Get in it!
I think
Come on, Katie. Extend those hands and drive one. You do here. Come on.
2 outs now. 2 outs.
Niall should have been thinking about scoring on that. Here's Katie
We're
Matat.
going on anything. Krista, you're running, okay? Taylor, you're running on the hit. We're all running here.
Ball.
Come to you.
Ball two.
Come on now. You got it, Serena. You got it. Like you do. Like
Looking for that hit here, Katie. Looking for that hit. Drive these girls in. Your big bat.
Strike.
Strike called. 2 balls and a strike.
Drive one.
Strike 2. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hey, you can reach it, you're hitting it. Come on.
Ball 3. Full count.
Lost it, Kate. If you can reach it, you got to hit it. You can do this. Come on. You got it.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
You got it, Serena. You got it. You got it.
That's a girl.
Hard shot to short. Short toss to third for the force. So Matat put it in play. Hard hit, but shortstop Majorca was right there to field it and take the short toss to third base. So a run for the Cougars. They strand 3. We're going to the 7th inning. Top of the order, Reed at the plate. Takes a strike. According to my figures, it's 13-5 Lake Placid. LaValle delivers. Strike 2. No, off the plate apparently. Tie for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. On the ground, too short. Oh! Popped out of the glove. Hit to shortstop. It's on top. So let's see, Majorca, the shortstop for Lake Placid, steps in now. The runner at first. Strike, throw to second, she'll be in there. What we got? Hold up at the plate there.
Good ball.
Hit her. So first and second. Well, Hayes, the pitcher, will step in. Nobody out here. Mike Placid looking to add some more runs to their otherwise comfortable lead.
Strike.
Strike called. It's going to be out of play.
You know, a little more hustle and you'd have gotten that there.
0-2 the count.
Orca.
That's popped up. Foul ball. I think we have a new catcher in there.
Play.
Runners get back. Nice catch there by shortstop Matat. Bemonte at the plate. Have to try to get a number on the catcher. It's fouled. And it's number 9. Number 9 is Harvey, Amanda Harvey, the catcher. Well, pitch from LaValle is swung on and missed. Strike 2.
One ball. 2 strikes.
1-2. Fouled out of play. Their teammates saying, straighten that out. Yeah. Hit it the other way, pop up right to LaValle.
Play.
6:15.
Strike 3. Drop third strike. First base is occupied. First base was occupied. Throw should have gone to third base. Cannot. She says stupid change up there. LaValle had her completely fooled. And now we've got Taylor, the catcher, with less than 2 outs, first base occupied. That's a dead ball. With less than 2 outs and first base occupied, the batter cannot run on a dropped third strike. So the throw to first was the wrong base to throw to. Should have came up and running toward third, keeping that runner at second. Swing and a miss to Jesmer. Bags are full. 6th batter of the inning. And Cougars trying to get out of it with nothing across. 2. An error and 2 hit batters are the base runners, so they haven't hit LaValle. Low. Good stop by Harvey.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Hit to the pitcher. Going to go to the plate for the force. And she runs over the catcher. Anything close like that, she's supposed to be sliding, but a mean umpire could eject her on that. But it wasn't much contact, it was kind of incidental. So nothing to cross, it remains 13-5 by my count. We're going to the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th inning that is, here on viewer-supported hometown cable. This is Amanda Harvey, and she is leading off the bottom of the 7th. Takes strike one. The team is down by about 8.
Now you're ready.
I say about because sometimes I'm wrong. Strike 2. Harvey up for the first time in the game for Tucker. Strike 3. So 1 down.
It's the hair.
It's Michaela McDonough, center fielder. Ball. Ball.
I can see those from here. I don't look cold, but I feel cold. Come on, 7. Come on, 7.
Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye, Michaela.
Ball 3.
3 balls, 1 strike.
3 and 1.
Come on, 7.
Hit to second. Over to first. We have 2 down. So the Cougars will be down to their last out. And this is Stephanie LaValle, who did such a nice job shutting down Lake Placid in the last 2 innings and giving up no hits. So did he give up? She gave up a hit in the 6th. No runs, I know that, and no hits in the 7th. I think she got them out in order in the 6th. As I recall, let's check my paper here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she got them out in order in the 6th inning. Strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 and 2. Temperature in the low 70s here on this 3rd day of May. In the 80s yesterday, so unseasonably mild yesterday. And
You can reach it, Stephanie. You got to hit it here.
today's weather is above the average by about 10 degrees or close to it. That's a ball. 3 and 2, full count. Foul ball, got the coach.
Hey, she's come left side every time. Be alive.
Coach McComb.
Tally makes 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Be alive, left side. Be alive. Go, 7. Here you go, 7. Go, 7.
All right, ball 4, LaValle walks. So we got runner at first, 2 outs, and Jen Favreau started the game as pitcher, moved to second base, changing positions with LaValle. High for a ball.
You got it. You got it. You got 7.
Ball 2. Keeping LaValle honest at first base. It's foul. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Foul ball.
Battle, 7 battle, win this one. Go, 7! Like you do.
Fly ball to right. It is caught for the final out of the game. Fly ball to the right fielder, Jesmer. So it's a 13-5 victory for the visitors. Lake Placid defeating Northeastern Clinton, and that's the way it was. And CVAC varsity softball in this third day of May 2013. You're watching viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. Win, lose, or draw, TV worthy of your support, Hometown Cable.